In the name of Allah, the Most Gracious, the Most Merciful. Beginning in the name of Allah, who is immensely kind and infinitely compassionate. Peace be upon you, and the mercy of Allah and His blessings. Friends, sometimes in life there comes a moment when a person says, "That's it, it's over, no path remains." But remember, when all doors are closed, then Allah's door opens. The practice you are about to hear, if my Lord wills, if you recite it just one night with sincere conviction, then by morning, such a transformation will occur that you yourself will be amazed. This is no ordinary regimen. This is the secret that the special servants of Allah, the revered saints, kept hidden. Today, I am going to tell you the very practice that sets the unseen angels into motion. These are the words that, when uttered from the heart, reach the highest heavens. At night, before sleeping, when the whole world is asleep, when silence prevails, perform ablution, sit on your bed, close your eyes, and hold only one prayer in your heart. O my Lord, open the doors of my sustenance, illuminate my destiny. Then, you need to recite only 3 phrases. I say with faith, if these 3 words come from the heart, then all the doors of the earth and the heavens will open for you. When you open your eyes in the morning, you will be astonished. Whatever you were lacking will be at your feet. Whatever task was obstructed will itself seek away. And where your fortunes were closed, a flood of blessings will flow. Friends, have faith in Allah's path, for Allah is self-sufficient, free of all needs. When He wishes to give, He showers wealth even through closed doors. The angel of sustenance arrives suddenly in homes where poverty resides, and he casts the light of hope into hearts that are despondent. If there is hardship in your home, recite this practice. Sustenance will be at your door in the morning. If there are constraints in your relationships, recite this practice. Destiny itself will come knocking at your door in the morning. If you are drowning in debt, recite this practice. By morning, that debt will be seen dissolving. If you are ill, by the grace of Allah, your body will feel light and your heart peaceful in the morning. Friends, try this practice, but with faith. For without faith, actions are but empty words. And when you recite with heartfelt conviction, Allah Himself will send angels to facilitate your path. When you recite at night, O our Lord, O self-sufficient one, remember that you are calling upon Allah's attribute of being self-sufficient, the being who gives without measure, who gives even without being asked. And when He decides to give, dreams become reality. Friends, just one night, only one night, recite with conviction. Then see, by morning, such a transformation will occur in your home that only one utterance will emerge from your heart. All praise is for Allah, O Lord, you have changed my destiny. Believe that this is the time when prayers are accepted. If you neglect this practice tonight, perhaps an opportunity will be lost. But if you make the intention today and recite these 3 phrases from the heart, then by morning, your life will have changed, and you will say, I had not heard of this practice. This was the answer to my prayer. Now, pay close attention to what you need to do. You will not find a better regimen in your life. This practice, from after the night prayer until before the dawn prayer, is something you could not obtain even by spending millions. Let me tell you in advance, if you ignore or skip this video, you will regret it for the rest of your life. I tell you, whether you ask for something after reciting this practice or not, as soon as you recite it, every difficulty and problem of yours will be resolved on an emergency basis. First, understand the first regimen. I will explain everything in detail. If you neglect this night practice due to heedlessness, carelessness, preoccupation with worldly matters or distractions, I say you will regret it your whole life. Dear brothers, you will regret it your entire life. But if you recite it for one night, you will give endless thanks, saying that truly a devoted person has shown us a genuine practice. Come, let me give you a true regimen. First, you need to recite Ya Rabbana. This is a practice for one night, just one night in your life. You may have recited Ya Rabbana countless times in your life, but today, recite it in the manner I am showing you. You need to recite these few things. It will not take even half a minute. In 30 seconds, you can perform this night practice. But try to do it at night, in solitude, when you are completely free from family and meals. After the night prayer, at any time before the dawn prayer, in the solitude of the night, sit alone. Recite the salutations upon the Prophet once. First, understand this carefully. You may have recited practices like Ya Rabbana or Ya Ghaniyu before. But today, with Ya Rabbana Ya Ghaniyu, I will tell you a third practice. By the oath of Allah, you will not find such a practice even if you search for it. But if you recite it in the sequence I explain, the benefit will manifest in one night. If you skip through the video hastily, you will miss the details. Do not complain to me later. I will tell you a direct, truthful practice, and then leave it. If you recite it, your circumstances will change. If you recite it, your life will improve. Now what must you do? First, you are to include the Sultan of Wealth practice. First, you are to recite Ya Rabbana. But you must recite salutations upon the Prophet once. Before starting the practice, recite salutations upon the noble Prophet, the most kind, the most merciful, Sayyidina Muhammad Mustafa. Peace and blessings be upon him. Just once. As soon as you recite the salutations, then, while seated, you will include the miraculous practice first. If you have recited the salutations, good. If you don't remember, don't worry. If you can't recall, don't be distressed, my friends, my dear brothers. Do not be troubled at all. Simply recite, A'udhu billahi min ash-shaytanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, and begin this majestic practice of wealth. So if you remember to recite the salutations once first, do so. Otherwise, just recite the seeking of refuge and the basmala. Now, for the first practice you are to include, you may have recited Ya Rabba countless times in your life, but today, the powerful practice of Ya Rabba that I will share with you, you have likely neither heard nor done anything like it in your life. This is my guarantee. Now, what do you do? At night, as soon as you include Ya Rabbana in the way I describe, combined with a phrase, then the spectacle that will occur, the miracle that will happen, the whole world will witness it. Now, for the first practice, Ya Rabbana, along with the personal name of Allah, the #1 practice in the world. As soon as you, at night, after finishing all worldly tasks, recite the salutations once, any you remember, then for the first practice, you will combine Ya Rabbana Ya Allahu and recite them together. So it will be a count, Ya Rabbana Ya Allahu, Ya Rabbana Ya Allahu, Ya Rabbana Ya Allahu. So, for the first practice, you will recite Ya Rabbana Ya Allahu 11 times. You have recited salutations once, any, such as Durud Ibrahim, if you remember it, or Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Any salutation will do. If you wish to change your circumstances in one night, to remove your poverty, your illness, your helplessness, then, God willing, your life will change in a single night. Now, my brothers in need, you have recited the first practice only 11 times. Which one? Ya Rabbana, Ya Allahu. After reciting the salutations, and after A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, you have recited the first practice 11 times in this highly effective night practice. Now, while still seated, you need to include Ya Ghaniyu. You may have recited Ya Ghaniyu thousands or millions of times in your life. People may have fooled you, telling you to recite this or that your work would be done. You kept reciting the practices they gave you, yet your circumstances never changed. Be honest. Has your poverty ever been removed? Has your illness ever been removed? If, upon reciting for one night, you wake in the morning to find illness gone and oppression ended, so that those who hated you now love you, and a estranged beloved is at your feet, what more could a devoted servant want? Now, you are to include Ya Ghaniyu as the second practice, but you are not to recite Ya Ghaniyu just like that. Ya Ghaniyu is a name of Allah, meaning the self-sufficient, the one who enriches, the one who grants unseen sustenance and wealth. You are to recite Ya Ghaniyu with a specific phrase. How will you recite? You will recite, Ya Ghaniyu, fill my lap. This is a complete practice, to be recited in this order. Have you ever uttered this phrase before? You must include this essential phrase with Ya Ghaniyu. Do not be hasty on your own. If you make a mistake or omission, if you change a word or phrase, then do not come to me with complaints later, saying you recited what I told you and got no benefit. I will explain everything to you in detail, with counts and methods. I give nightly, daily, or Friday regimens to about 60 to 70 people regularly. But this night practice of Ya Rabbana Ya Ghani, whoever I have given it to, just yesterday, I gave it to a brother. Believe me, he was in debt of 200,000. He came to me crying. I told him this practice yesterday. My mind was astonished. His circumstances changed in one night. As soon as he woke up, a relative came, a distant relative, and handed him 500,000 in cash. That man was amazed. He said, "There is truly magic in your practice. I had rent to pay, bills to settle, nothing in the house. My wife was ill. I needed to get her medicine, and I had debt of 200,000. And this man gave me 500,000 in cash. My life has changed." After reciting this practice, there are countless such examples. My brothers, my sisters, I myself, whenever I have been in difficult times, in financial trouble, in illness, in poverty, Allah Almighty has graced me in one night. Now, dear brothers, you will do all of this at night, sitting in one place, or lying down. Try to recite it while lying in bed at night. That is excellent. There is no better option. You people recite practices, but then get caught up in worldly affairs, in hustle and bustle, in friendships, in movies and dramas, in useless activities. Because of that, your practices don't take effect. Try to go to sleep as soon as possible after reciting this practice. After this practice, you may ask everything from Allah Almighty. But even if a person does not ask, believe that this practice will remove every difficulty and trouble from your life without you even asking. Upon waking, Debt gone, illness gone, trouble gone, childlessness ended, constraints in relationships ended, oppression of the tyrant ended, destitution and poverty ended. Friends, for a desired job, for marriage, for every kind of difficulty and trouble. If you suspect someone has cast an evil eye that has ruined you, this practice will end the effects of the evil eye and will also provide perpetual protection from it. Bonding spells and magic are eradicated from the root. The greatest illness ends, the greatest trouble ends. What more could one want from life when every hardship, every trouble is resolved urgently, your circumstances change, and peace fills your home? Now, my dear brothers, you have already included the miraculous practice first. That is, you have recited Ya Rabbana, Ya Allahu together in the specified count and manner, 11 times. Now, my friends, you need to recite Ya Ghaniyu as the second practice. You may have recited Ya Ghaniyu thousands of times. Someone tells you to recite it one way, another tells you another way, saying your work will be done. You keep reciting the practices people give you, but you have never benefited. The third practice, the phrase I will tell you, is something you have neither heard nor done before. This is why this practice has such fame. As this video spreads throughout the world, it will cause a stir. People will be astonished after reciting this practice. It is taken from a book of a saint of Allah, a proven practice, unmatched, unparalleled by any other regimen. When you hear all these practices, you will be able to recite them in half a minute, friends. It takes only about 30 seconds to recite this practice. I recite this practice every single night. I have become devoted to it. My life is incomplete without it. Since I came of age, since I learned about this practice, believe me, I have changed. I have shared this video for the sake of Allah's pleasure with my underprivileged brothers and sisters. Friends, if you recite this practice tonight, for the sake of Allah's pleasure, following the prescribed order, then upon waking, all your affairs will not just be better, they will be excellent. Now, in this most effective night practice, you have first recited Ya Rabbana, Ya Allahu 11 times. Now, you need to understand the second practice with full attention. You have recited Ya Ghaniyu thousands of times. But have you recited Ya Ghaniyu in this sequence? How will you recite? You will recite Ya Ghaniyu, fill my lap. This is the second practice. Remember, in this most effective night practice, this is the second practice. You will recite this second practice only 7 times. Ya Ghaniyu, fill my lap. Then the third, then the fourth, and this whole practice will be complete. It takes some time to explain, but when you sit to recite by the oath of Allah, it will take hardly 30 seconds of your time. If reciting a 30-second practice can transform your life in one night, first, listen to the third practice. Now, for the third practice, the most powerful practice in the world. If you were to recite only this practice at night, believe me, my friends, if your sorrowful life does not change to happiness in one night, then you may hold me accountable. Now, what do you do? The third practice is a Quranic practice, my brothers and sisters, that perhaps no one has told you before. It is a very beloved name of Allah Almighty. When you include this practice just 3 times in this night practice, the power of this practice will increase not 1,000 times, but 1,000,000 times. You yourself will be compelled to comment below this video, saying, "O servant of Allah, your practice is true. The practice you gave changed our destiny in one night. In one night, our circumstances changed. Our illness is gone, our troubles are gone, our childlessness is gone, the constraints in relationships are over. Every kind of oppression and injustice upon us has ended. This is my challenge, a powerful practice for one night." Now, for the third practice, I am entrusting you with a hidden secret, a hidden practice. First, understand this practice. It is to be recited only 3 times. You have recited 2 practices, Ya Rabbana, Ya Allahu, in the specified count and manner, and Ya Ghaniyu, fill my lap, in the specified count and manner. Now, for the third practice, Ya Hallal al-Mushkilat, or Ya Hallal al-Mushkilat. This is a very powerful name of Allah Almighty. It means, O solver of difficulties, O remover of troubles and illnesses. How many times do you recite it? Ya Hallal al-Mushkilat, once. Ya Hallal al-Mushkilat, twice. Ya Hallal al-Mushkilat, 3 times. This is not a difficult practice. It's an easy practice. Like for children. Even a 5 or 10-year-old child can recite it with ease. If any sister or brother of mine cannot read at all, they can recite this practice for just one night and witness with their own eyes the unseen rain of wealth. After reciting Ya Hallal al-Mushkilat 3 times, we come to the 4th and 5th, the very final stages of this practice. You now need to recite 2 more practices 3 times each, and the practice will be complete, and your life will be transformed. Please share this video for the sake of Allah's pleasure. Anyone who is poor, ill, helpless, you will recite the 4th practice 3 times, and the 5th practice 3 times, and the practice will be complete. If you recite all the practices with the specified counts, it will take less than 10 seconds. I said 30 seconds, which was generous. If not 30 seconds, you can recite it in just 10 seconds. God willing, for the sake of the poverty and destitution you face, just by reciting these 3 times, the spectacle that will occur, the whole world will see it. Now, after reciting Ya Hallal al-Mushkilat 3 times, you will then recite Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim 3 times. Listen carefully. Do not skip ahead. The secret I am about to reveal, embed it in your mind with full attention. I am about to tell you a precious secret. What do you recite and how? After you have recited the 3rd practice, Ya Hallal al-Mushkilat 3 times, what do you recite now? Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim once. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim twice. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim 3 times. You have recited the 4th practice, the Basmala, 3 times. Ensure that no practice is recited with a count, less or more than specified. I have repeatedly explained and told you the count and sequence for everything. If you are still skipping through the video or not watching carefully, then you must watch the entire video properly so you understand the practice. Do click like sincerely, and in the comments, be sure to write the name of Allah Almighty. Now, the final practice, my friends. As soon as you have recited Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim 3 times, then the final practice is the backbone of this practice. Without it, this practice is incomplete. Remember, if on one side of a scale you place the number 1 practice in the entire world, and on the other side you place all the glorifications and practices of the world. Then, but my brothers and sisters, you will neither hear of a practice more powerful than this, nor have you ever recited one in your life. When you recite all these practices at night, sitting in one place, do not recite one practice and then get up and not recite the others. My friends, you must recite all of these things sitting in one place or lying down. Then, whether you ask or not, avoid useless activities as much as possible and go to sleep as soon as you can. Upon waking, your circumstances will change. Upon waking, hands carrying wealth from the unseen will present themselves with riches instantly. People will come knocking, giving money. Some saint of Allah will come. Some unseen angel will appear and say, "Take this, my son. Allah has sent your reward." But the condition is that you recite the entire practice in one night. Whether you recite it for one night or every night, you must recite all of these things sitting in one place. Now, the final practice to include in this regimen is La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Once. Then recite it a second time. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Then recite it a third time. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. You have recited the first declaration of faith at the end only 11 times. Then at the end, recite salutations upon the Prophet once, and then ask Allah Almighty as much as you can. God willing, today, every need, every prayer that comes from your lips will be accepted and granted in the court of Allah. If you like the video, do not forget to like it. And if this is your first time on the channel, please subscribe, as I will continue to share many such practices and regimens on a daily basis. Respected viewers, for blessings, abundance, and expansion in your sustenance, please write one of the 99 names of Allah in the comments. Take good care of yourselves. Remember me in your prayers. We will meet again, God willing, dear ones, with another spiritual practice. Until then, may God protect you. Peace be upon you, and the mercy of Allah and His blessings. May Allah reward you.